Hi everybody, Al Bernstein here with a preview of what could be one of the best super middleweight fights in recent years. In fact, it's a rematch for these two men, Carl Froch and Mikkel Kessler. They will fight on May 25th in England, and it will be a reprise of a fight they had back in 2010 in Denmark, Kessler's home country, where they fought 12 brilliant rounds and 12 exciting rounds. And then Kessler won a unanimous but close decision in what was a very hard-fought fight, and many believe Froch could have easily gotten the decision as well, but we know it was exciting, and that's why this match looks to be one of the most anticipated in that weight division in a long time. For Carl Froch, the 35-year-old from Nottingham, England, he'll come in the champion with a 30-2 record and 22 knockouts. He comes in off a win over Yusuf Mack, a KO win in 3 rounds. And of course, before that, he had a big win over Lucien Boutte in May of 2012, stopping Boutte. And he, like his opponent, Mikkel Kessler, last lost to Andre Ward. That was in the finals of the Super 6 tournament. But he gave a credible effort, and he is hunting down a rematch with Ward. But first, he'll have to deal with the former champ, Mikkel Kessler. For Mikkel Kessler, the 34-year-old fighter from Denmark, who has 35 KOs in his 46-2 record, he comes in off a win over Brian McGee, a TKO in the 3rd round in an excellent performance. In fact, he's put 4 wins together since his last loss, which, as I mentioned, was also to Andre Ward in 2009. Now, it's interesting that Kessler's only 2 losses have come to Ward and Joe Calzaghe, perhaps 2 of the best ever in the 168-pound division. And so, with that, let's take a look at the keys to victory. Carl Froch needs to establish his jab. When he does that, he's a much more effective fighter. And no wide punches. When he fought Kessler the first time, sometimes Kessler, who's a very straight puncher, was able to take advantage of the wide shots that Froch threw. The right hand of Froch is a terrific punch, a power punch that he uses to great effect, and that's the one I think that he can land against Kessler. He did it many times in their first fight. He needs more of that in this one. For Kessler, guess what? The jab is also important for him, and he needs to get it in. And whoever wins the battle of the jabs may well win this fight. Kessler has to use angles against Carl Froch. He can't stand right in front of him. When you give Froch some movement and you use angles, you always fare better. And I mentioned these fighters were similar. Well, the third key to victory is exactly the same as Froch's. The right hand is important for Kessler. He throws it a little straighter than Froch, and he landed it a few more times in that first fight, and that alone may have been his margin of victory. Well, this fight is, of course, one of the biggest in Europe, but much interest in the United States as well, and in fact, it will be shown on HBO for the American fans that want to see it. And I think this fight is significant because we will probably get from this fight emerging the next opponent for Andre Ward. Both of these men would like another shot at Andre Ward, and they feel they could do better the next time around, and I think it will be a fight, if they get to Ward, that will resonate on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean. So on May 25th, first though, Kessler and Froch will do battle looking for supremacy in the 168-pound division.